Okay, so Gordon College had the advantage of being the first place I visited, so everything I encountered was new and fresh. Calvin is at the disadvantage where I am comparing it to Gordon. So I'm not even going to try to do just a video on Calvin. This is just a comparison of what's up with me and them right now. Fun fact, Calvin follows me on Twitter. Gordon doesn't. This is after I followed them both, so. Where we stand right now, I've been accepted to both. I've visited both. And I've got stuff from both, which I'm going to pull out of my fancy FAFSA and other collegiate financial concerns, but I crossed out financial because I don't know why. So, Gordon has given me a scholarship, the T. Leonard Lewis Scholarship, for $13,000. This is great because their sticker price is like $40-something thousand. Also, for the record, financial aid information comes in December, I think the first week of that. So, it's Calvin's turn to do something, and they kind of exclusively one-up Gordon, but, like, it's a weird thing. So, I apparently have been, quote, identified as a student who would be a good fit for the John M. Perkins Leadership Fellows at Calvin College, end quote. So, what this means, I don't know how many people they sent this to, but, in, like, either on March 31st or April 1st, I'll be going, I guess, for both days, but one of those days, I and however many other people they sent this letter to who are going, who are interested, whatever, will interview for a spot in the fellowship. Then, out of this, quote, small group of students, end quote, 2 students, who interview for the spot will be selected for a full tuition scholarship. So that means I still have to pay, like, room and board. But full tuition is not a bad offer. But that's only 2 people out of a small group out of however many people I sent that letter to. So I don't really know what good that is. But that's really freaking cool. Like, really freaking cool. So, now we're going to compare them. And I'm first going to start with the things that I noticed that were significantly different. Thing number 1. Gordon is prettier, but not by much. Calvin looks a little more functional and is a little less aesthetically pleasing. On the other hand, Calvin has a bunch of Dutch names, and I am Dutch on my mom's side, and that's really cool. Thing number 2. The food at Gordon is significantly better than the food at Calvin. I mean, the food at Calvin is fine. It's like cafeteria food. Not like American public school cafeteria food. Like, you know, American private school cafeteria food. It's alright. It's like, you know, a hotel continental breakfast. It's kind of like that. So nothing particularly great. But, except their mac and cheese, which apparently this is not how they've done it in the past, but they put sriracha in their mac and cheese, and that is a big no. Gordon is about the same. You know, you've got your continental level style of food. It's a little nicer. There's no sriracha mac and cheese. But they also have, like, fresh cooked seafood every day. Also, Calvin has, like, a special table for people with allergies or whatever, but Gordon specifically talks about how they work with people to do food things. And they list, like, a whole bunch of ingredients. And so I eventually want to become a vegan, and I hope to further myself along that path during college. I feel like that might be easier at Gordon, but also I'd be so tempted to eat seafood so often. So, I don't know. Third, on paper, Gordon is bigger, but Calvin looked bigger, both in terms of student body and campus size. I'd have to finagle to do as an undergraduate at Calvin, and it would be handed to me on a silver platter at Gordon, but I could do it at both. Number 5, Gordon has a really cool study abroad program for Israel for biblical studies and youth ministry majors. What up? And Calvin doesn't, but Calvin is super into making sure everybody gets to study abroad, so, like, they would probably either let me hitch a ride or just create my own curriculum to go study in Israel, and I'm not mad about that, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, I'm not mad at all about that. So now, ways they're the same. They both have biblical studies and youth ministry. They both offer Greek for undergraduates. They both foster intentional community. They both have chapel. They both have students who are actively engaged with each other and are actively having fun. Like when I went, story time, when I went to Calvin, Friday night, I was hanging out with my host and a bunch of their friends. And so that group was 8 people present. And they decided that they wanted to go to the local grocery store, Meijer, because they wanted to make brownies. And so I came along, because I'm not about to miss this. The person whose car we are taking has a car that only fits 4 people. So, here is what we do. We sit 4 people in the front. We have one in the driver's seat, one in the passenger's seat. We have one sitting on the console, and someone sitting on that person's lap. Then we fit 4 people, including me, into the back row, and then my host lies on top of us. And off we go to Meijer, and we also pick up some mac and cheese. And cookie dough, I think. Maybe not. And then we come back the exact same way. Like, that sort of college experience is really present, and like, those friendships and that depth and whatever is present. The dorms are about the same size. I think Gordon's might be slightly bigger, or maybe the people whose rooms I saw at Gordon just used their space better. I don't know. But that wouldn't be something that's not like a noticeable difference. All the dorms at Calvin are suite style, so that means you've got like 2 people in one room and 2 people in another room, and they share a bathroom. There is a communal bathroom, but it's not like a whole floor has one bathroom. At Gordon, some are suite style and some are just whole floor has one bathroom. I definitely would prefer suite style, so I'd have better odds of getting that at Calvin and Gordon. Also, I know I'm on similarities, but Calvin has an observatory and Gordon doesn't. And that doesn't really make much of a difference to me, but it's kind of a cool thing. I guess the point of this is they're both incredibly similar schools. And I would not be opposed to going to either. And I feel God is definitely calling me to one of them. And if this scholarship thing pays out, then it's definitely going to be Calvin, because, you know, we live in a capitalist society, and anything I can do to avoid or minimize debt is delightful. So yeah. That's that. That's a little update on where I am. Collegiate-wise. Though here's the thing. This is such a petty thing of me. I really want to go to VidCon this summer, but if I accept Calvin's little fellowship thing, assuming I, get in, then I'd have to be doing things all summer, so I wouldn't be able to go to VidCon. And that's, like, really petty. But, I mean, it's a thing. I could always just go to VidCon the next year. I imagine I'd have more people to meet there then. So, anyway, that's a thing that's up. I don't know, like, if I even should be telling you the names of these colleges or anything, but that's a thing. Also, final note, Calvin sends this, they send this thing to everybody, but they sent me a thing, and I'm gonna read it for you. I promise I will lead a life of overflowing joy, because God has promised it to me. And then it says Calvin College. Under my hand, it says my legal name and hashtag CalvinBound. So, you know what this is? I'm gonna read the back. Blank name that I don't ever want anyone to call me, but is my birth name. Your story inspires us. We chose these words from your application essay to print on this card because they reflect the uniqueness that you will bring to the Calvin community. We look forward to the ways you will continue to inspire us this fall. If I go. They don't put that, but I'm putting that if I go there. Yeah. Also, my admissions counselor thanked me for the privilege of reading my application essay, so I guess those 5 weeks I spent crying over cutting words were worth it. I hope you have a great day. And also, I'm sorry for not saying that at the end of other videos. It got, like, they cut off 5 seconds before I was going to be done filming them. And, then I was like, it's not worth it just to film that little bit. So there you go. Also, something I forgot to put in my update video, I'm trying to do NaNoWriMo, and I am failing abysmally at it, but, you know, whatever, it's a thing that I'm attempting. So, there's that. Okay, for real, I hope you have a great day.